If you have been doing high intensity strength training for more than 3 months, more than 6 months, right around 8 months, you have noticed that your progress has slowed down significantly. I want you to know that this is normal. And I'm going to get into how to navigate these things when our progress starts to slow down and talk about how to get past that intermediate stage and continue training deep into our 70s, 80s, and 90s. You know, most of my resources are geared toward absolute beginners in the field of high intensity strength training. This is the ideal training program for seniors and elderly. In fact, that's the last chapter of the book, Body by Science. This is one of our textbooks, and it explains the science behind how you can double your strength and change your life. There are 3 free PDFs down below that will teach you exactly how to begin doing this workout. You can work out in the comfort of your own home and get to a very high intensity with 2 of these PDFs, and then there's one that teaches you how to use this methodology in a gym setting. So your progress has slowed down a little bit in terms of muscle growth. I want you to know that this is absolutely normal. And when I say this, normal muscle growth is very slow. And a lot of people, when they begin strength training, they'll see these incredible beginner gains that happen in the first couple of months, first 3 months. And we get very close to doubling our strength if we're doing high intensity strength training in the proper manner with high intensity and reaching momentary muscular failure. A lot of people will mistake that the method is no longer doing good when our progress slows down. This is the trap that a lot of people get caught in when they're first discovering science-backed exercise. The fastest muscle growth that I've ever seen has been in high-intensity strength training, but once we get past those beginner's gains and slow down to normal intermediate muscle growth, it really does upset some people, and it makes people think that they're no longer getting results when that couldn't be further from the truth. As your progress slows down, it means that you are becoming more conditioned. That's a good thing because it'll take longer for you to lose that muscle mass if you ever have an injury and have to stop training for a while. You know, I started in high intensity strength training back in 2017, and that was after working in the fitness industry on and off since I was in my 20s, and the results that I started getting with every single client were above and beyond everything that I've ever seen in fitness. But even with the incredibly fast results that you can expect from high-intensity strength training, it can be really frustrating when we see their progress is slowing down a little bit. Really aligning our minds and just simply accepting that normal muscle growth is actually really slow. And the beginner's gains that we had in those first 3 to 6 months, that's not actually normal muscle growth. The more conditioned our body gets, the more time off we'll have to take. And that's not something that you really have to think about if you're just in 6 months of training. After a few years of training, however, you will want to space out your workouts a little bit more. That's kind of contradictory to the way that we've thought about exercise over the years, because a lot of people think that if you do a lot of stuff and put in a lot of time, you'll get a lot of results. That's not how this works. In fact, the way that exercise really works is that it is an intensity of effort that allows us to get all of the benefits, the health benefits, the muscle growth from exercise. And that's just the bottom line, how the body works. If people understood that training with an intensity of effort is really what changes their body, there would be no more sit and be fit programs for everybody. People would be doing real strength training instead of wasting time doing things that aren't going to change their body and that are going to hinder their progress. Not only will your strength gains begin to slow down around 3 to 6 months or so, but after about another year or so, they'll slow down just a tiny bit more. And then progressively over the course of long periods of time, I've been training in this for 8 years, my progress has slowed down significantly. That's okay. That is normal muscle growth. When you think about it, when you're first beginning to train, the stimulus, which is the workout, you are just now beginning to apply that biologically to you. So it's new to your body. You're not quite as conditioned. This is why we get all of those beginner's gains. So I want you to expect that your progress is going to continue to slow down with muscle growth. That is absolutely how this works. It's exactly how it normally happens. It slows down and we continue to grow if we continue to train. The unfortunate thing is that very few people know about these developments in exercise science. But there is quickly approaching a day where exercise science takes the front instead of the back and seniors and elderly finally know what they can accomplish if they put in real work with high-intensity strength training. If you have watched this video and you've heard the truth that you can double your strength as a senior or elderly at any age, if you train every week with high enough intensity, you can change your life. Now you know it. So now I hope that you share this with others and begin training, changing your life. Or of course, if you have been watching this and you're one of those people, it's slowed down. It's about 6 months into your training, maybe even a year, and you're feeling a little discouraged. I don't want this to discourage you. Just create a habit like brushing your teeth. If we make it a priority that we have to do it, we will do it. That's very powerful with exercise and, of course, with everything else in life. Here's the problem. If you do not adapt a program that is safe, that is intense enough to get you results in strength training, you will die early. You will die earlier than you have to. That's the bottom line. We know this is true through science now. And we know that we can mitigate over 37 chronic illnesses. So the reason that people don't train is they don't believe that it's possible for them to get these results, because throughout the course of human history, we haven't had the scientific evidence that we do now that shows intensity of effort is how you get results, it's how you change your life, and it's how you mitigate illnesses. But look, the only way that you can test all of this out for yourself if you're a beginner or you haven't gotten started is to get started. It's really simple to begin training if you have the proper mindset. So I have a few tricks, tips. I'll leave a video up above. If you haven't gotten started, I would love for you to start training. There's tons of videos on my channel. I have free PDFs, and I have 2 courses that I offer as well if you need more one-on-one in-video person help. Understand that when you begin training with high-intensity strength training, you're giving your body what it's always needed, wanted to continue to grow further and help you live a longer life. Every workout you do floods the body with these incredible anti-inflammatory myokines. They're proteins that basically reverse aging on a genetic level. I hope you train, I hope you keep training, and I hope you live a longer life with the power of high-intensity strength training.